Hey guys, welcome back to Sparkman Homestead. My name is Krista, and today I'm going to be making a really quick, easy supper. I am going to be using some canned chicken, some canned enchilada sauce, and we are going to be making a green chicken enchilada. It looks like it is super simple to make. The other thing that I want to make with you guys is one of Steven's favorite cookies that his grandma used to make for him. It is called a pecan snowball cookie. I think another name for this cookie is Russian tea cookie. I could be wrong. I think that's what it's called. I just have it as a pecan snowball cookie. So I'm gonna whip up a quick batch of those and surprise him for when he gets home, because I haven't made him any of those yet this year. And he says that that is one thing that he remembers from his, when he was a kid, his grandma always making these cookies. He said he used to steal them and his grandma would know that he was stealing them because they have a powdered sugar coating all over them, and he would have it all over his hands and his face. So I am gonna make him some of those cookies and then get that chicken enchilada started. It is already 3 o'clock and I have a lot of computer work to do because we are going away this weekend. We are actually heading into Canada to go and pick the kids up. By the time you guys are actually seeing this video, though, I will have already been back with the kids, so I'm not concerned with advertising that I'm going out of town. So we are actually, I just grab these out, they make a lot of noise. I'm not sure which size I'm gonna use yet, so I'm gonna pull them both out. We are actually going to pick them up instead of having them fly here, and I am really hoping that we do not hit any bad weather, because it is kind of getting pretty bad up there right now. I'm most concerned with Michigan area, but we'll see. So I am trying to kind of get everything kind of prepped for going on that trip, and I have to kind of get some Christmas presents organized for my mom to bring with us. So it's just kind of in prep mode, and then plus trying to just, you know, get everything ready for the holidays because the kids are going to be here. I want to enjoy my time with them when they are here. So I'm just going to go grab that other pan. I don't know what size pan I need for these cookies, for these enchiladas. I think this is the size that I'm going to need, but I'm going to just get them both. This is a recipe that I've actually never made before, so we're gonna see how it's gonna turn out. I am just in my pantry right now. You know what would probably help if I had the recipe. Alrighty, we have the recipe now, so we need to grab out of here 4 cups of shredded chicken. We are going to use the canned chicken for this recipe. So 4 cups. I am thinking that there is approximately 2 cups of shredded chicken in each one of these. So we're gonna grab 2 of these pint-sized jars. We also need to get 1 28-ounce can of green enchilada sauce. But because I can them in pints, I think I'm gonna grab 2 of them because that should be enough. Each one of these pints is 12 ounces. So we need to grab at least a couple jars of this stuff. It calls for 28, and then obviously 2 cans of the 12 ounces each. That's gonna be 24. So we're gonna be short a little bit, but that's fine. I don't wanna open up a whole new jar just for 4 ounces. So we may improvise and may add a filling of some sort if it's not going to be saucy enough for us. What I'm actually thinking about doing is making the cookies first. And the reason why I'm thinking about doing that is just so that they have time to cool on the counter, because the enchilada sauce only takes 25 minutes to make, but I would rather have the enchilada sauce hot for supper than have hot cookies. So we are going to make the cookies first, and then we will get started on the enchilada sauce. Because this is a last minute decision to make these cookies, I do not have room temperature butter. So I am going to put this in the microwave for I don't know, 10 seconds and keep checking it, so it might end up a little melted. I'm also taking out some of these wraps just so that they're a little bit more pliable. I keep my wraps in the fridge so they are kind of stiff. So I'm just gonna put them out so they can kind of come to room temperature. I will actually put them in the microwave just to soften them up even more before we roll the stuff in it. I am making rice right now. It only has 5 more minutes left. So I'm actually just gonna set the butter right beside the warm element here. And then, because it tends, I don't wanna melt it. I don't wanna have liquid butter. And what we'll do right now also is we will preheat our oven. We need to have it preheated at 350. We'll lower that rack. I always put my rack up when I make sourdough so that the bottom doesn't burn. Okay, so now we need to get some cookie sheets and we need to line them with our silicone baking mats, and then we will get everything ready. I actually have to run into the garage and grab some pecans. I hope they're in the garage. No, you know what? We might have some in our fridge. Hold on. I think I remember seeing some in my fridge in here. Yes, I do. There's not a lot in here though, and this recipe calls for 1 1/4 cup. And you know what? We're just gonna use this. I don't want to open another one. This is probably about 1 cup, and that's fine. We'll just use that. We're gonna mash them up anyway, so. I just finished shooting a video a couple of days ago of me actually cleaning my whole kitchen up, and I need to tell you, it has definitely motivated me to want to be back in here. Just having a clean space and the way that I have rearranged things, it's so much more functional and I absolutely love it. At the very end of the video, I will link it for you guys. If you want to watch it, it is a very long video, but it is me reorganizing and just kind of freshening up this space. So one of the things that I did mention in that video was that I do keep my nuts in the freezer unless I am using them like quite frequently, because nuts do go rancid. So if you are storing your nuts in containers, make sure that you are eating through them quickly, because they do have a fat in them, like an oil, and they do go rancid. So I store all of my nuts in the freezer just so that I don't have to worry about them going bad at all, because nuts are expensive and I don't like to waste them. All right, we got our cookie sheets out. We have them lined with these silicone mats. I'm gonna put them over here. Oh, I also did check that recipe for the chicken enchiladas, and it is a 13 by 9 pan that we need, so I put the other small one back. And I'm just gonna put this aside for now. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we are actually going to chop our nuts up. So it is 1 1/4. I actually did go into my freezer and I grabbed another bag of pecans. I went to Costco the other day and I was gonna pick up a bag of nuts, but I didn't because they're just so expensive. So I was gonna do like a pecan pie for Christmas, but I actually decided against it because the nuts are kind of expensive. So I think what I'm gonna end up doing is probably like one of those Yule log roll cakes, where it looks like a log, but it's like a chocolate Swiss roll kind of. I think I'm gonna end up making one of those instead. Possibly, I'm not sure, maybe a cheesecake. So I am gonna turn the camera on. If I do decide to make one of those Yule logs, I will turn the camera on and we will do it together, because I made a pumpkin roll for Thanksgiving and it was delicious, like absolutely delicious. I used one of my pumpkins from my garden and I just cooked it and then took the flesh, pureed it. I actually let the flesh strain for almost a day and a half because it had so much liquid in it. It was, the pumpkin that I used was a Long Island cheese pumpkin. So delicious. So to this little, I just have a little KitchenAid chopper here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the 1 1/4 cup of nuts. was almost spot on. There's exactly 1 cup in here. Let me just get these back in the freezer so they're out of the way. Let's get these chopped up. I do have them chopped. Because these are in a cookie, I don't want to have huge pieces of nuts in there. So I'm gonna just kind of make sure that they're pretty finely chopped up. The recipe actually does state that it needs to be fine chop. Okay, perfect. I love this little KitchenAid mixer. We actually found this at a thrift store, and I think I paid less than $5 for it. I absolutely love it. It makes doing projects like this so quick and easy. That is done. We will put this aside. I decided today that I was going to be fairly easy on myself, and I am using my mixer. I don't know why I don't get it out. I used to use it religiously, like every single time I would make something, and then lately I've just been using my hand mixer. I don't know why, it's so much easier for me to use this thing. So we have 1 stick of butter in here, and you know what? It is actually 1 cup of butter, not 1 stick. That would have not been good. I need to grab another stick of butter out. This is why I did not want to use the microwave, because this has got way too melted, so I hope it doesn't affect. Sometimes it does affect the overall way that your cookies turn out if the butter is melted, or if the butter is too cold. You'll get a different consistency of cookies. I need to get a spatula. I know with chocolate chip cookies, that definitely alters the way that your cookies turn out. It depends on if your butter is melted or if it's too cold. Okay, so we have now 1 cup of butter in here. And to this butter, we are going to add 1 cup of powdered sugar. And it does say to keep the powdered sugar out because you will need it to coat the cookies at the end. We need to refill that powdered sugar. So we are going to cream this together. Okay, so we have it creamed together. That is the consistency. To this, we need to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Quarter cup of salt. Then it says to mix well, and then we need to slowly add in the flour, mixing well after each addition. So we need 2 cups of flour. What I'm gonna do is actually grab another bowl and measure it out so I can just kind of have the bowl available. In the meantime, I'm gonna turn this on and get this mixing. Okay, I think that's pretty good and mixed up. Okay, so we're gonna slowly incorporate this flour. We've got all of that stuff mixed in there. This is going to make a very thick dough, which is good because that's the way the cookies are. So let's get this slowly incorporated. It says to add, then mix well, add, then mix well. Okay, we definitely have a thick dough. This is what our dough looks like. It is super thick and crumbly. So now we are going to add those pecans and we're gonna mix it well again. Just dump them all in. This recipe does not have any eggs in it. So this is a good recipe if you are short on eggs. So this is what it looks like. So what we need to do now is we need to add 1 tablespoon of dough rolled into a ball onto the cookie sheet. I had to run outside quickly and deal with something with the chickens. I wanted to get their eggs before it got too dark. So I am using one of these little scoops here. It says to scoop a tablespoon ball out. So I'm just gonna use this so that they're all pretty uniform in size because I don't want to have different cooking times on them all. So I'm just gonna scoop them out, and then what I'll do is I'll come back and I'll roll them into a ball. This kind of leaves a flat bottom on them, and I don't want that. And it says to place them 1 inch apart. I might not even need 2 cookie sheets. Some of this dough is kind of falling apart. In my fear of over mixing them, there's a whole bunch of loose pecans on the bottom of it, so I'm just kind of getting these all incorporated here. I don't want to put them too close together, so we'll just put some other ones on another mat. We'll divide them. Okay, let's get this first cookie sheet in the oven, and it needs to go in for 15 to 18 minutes. So we will set the timer to start at 18 minutes. We need to get this powdered sugar filled back up. So what I'm gonna do, when the cookies come out, we have to let them cool for 5 minutes, and then we have to roll them in some powdered sugar. So I'm just gonna put some in here. And then what it says is once they cooled completely, then roll them in powdered sugar again. So we have to do it twice. So I am going to pretty much fill this cake pan up here with powdered sugar. And I will leave the powdered sugar out also. So we need to put some more powdered sugar in here too, because we need to have lots out for when we do those sugar cookies when the kids get here. In my Azure standard haul, I ordered 10 pounds of powdered sugar in the month of November, and this is why, because I knew that I would be using a lot of it. And making icing, that uses so much of it. So definitely have a good amount here, which is perfect. I love being prepared. I went through quite a bit of my powdered sugar when I made my hot cocoa mix recently. I will link the video where I made that. It is in the video, I believe, of where I'm preserving my eggs. Preserving 100 eggs, I think, is the title of that video. I do give you the recipe in that video on how to make the hot cocoa mix. It is, in my opinion, it is delicious. I have made hot cocoa mixes from scratch before, and they have been a hit or miss, but this one is a super good recipe. And I also think it really depends on the quality of powdered milk you're using. I think if you're using a really not so good, not so fresh powdered milk, I think it will affect the outcome. But yeah, this recipe is really good. So I will link that video for you guys. I just checked on the cookies. They dinged at 15 minutes and they were still too soft. So I put the timer again for another 3 minutes. We will double check them. My oven tends to not, it takes longer to cook things with my oven. So we'll check back again. I'm thinking they probably need maybe 5 more minutes. While I'm waiting for those cookies to get ready, I am actually just making a little gift basket for my mom. Again, by the time this video airs, she will already have gotten it. So I'm not concerned with her seeing her gift ahead of time. So I am making up a little gift basket for her. Here, go grab it. So I am making her a little gift basket with a whole bunch of my canned goods. I have some of my canned corn in here, my green beans, my chicken broth. All of these things are things, well, with the exception of the applesauce, are all things that I grew on my, or grew in my garden. So she doesn't live near us, so this is my way of kind of sharing it with her. So I am putting it in a bowl here. I couldn't find a basket, so this is kind of what I'm using. I am going to give her a little bit of my homemade hot chocolate mix that I was just telling you guys about, and I'm going to make her a little tea. And then with the tea, I will give her some of these reusable tea bags. I just got these on Amazon and they are amazing. They are like this cheesecloth material kind of, and then they have a little closure top on them. All as you do is you just wash them and you can keep using them and using them and using them and using them. I absolutely love them because I drink a lot of loose leaf tea, so these are perfect. Same with the herbal teas and stuff. So I will just put those in there so that she can be able to put that tea mixture that I'm making her in there. Okay, so the bottoms are nice and brown, so they're good. We're gonna put in our other ones and we will go the full 18 minutes with them. And then I'm gonna actually get those ones on a cooling rack. We'll get these off of this cookie sheet, and in a couple minutes we will just put them into the icing sugar. Okay, so we are just going to put them in the icing and then put them back on here, and then once they're cooled completely, we will put them in the icing again. The cookies are all done, so we're just waiting for them to cool so that we can do that final powdered sugar coating. So we need to get this oven preheated at 375. And in a large bowl, we need to combine the shredded chicken, which is 4 cups of shredded chicken. And we need to combine 2 cups of mozzarella and 2 cups of Monterey Jack cheese, some sour cream, and some taco seasoning. I do not have Monterey Jack shredded cheese. I think this is cheddar, white cheddar, I'm not sure. If not, we'll add all mozzarella. So we need 1 cup of sour cream, so I got that out here, and then 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning. Get that out. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, this is first time using this, so we're gonna open it up and then we're just gonna strain it. I have nothing to use the chicken broth with, and remember we are going out of town, so I can't really have it sitting in the fridge because it won't get used in my dirty sink. Okay, so that's what that looks like. I'm not gonna drain it, we'll just put it in there. I'm just getting the majority of the broth off. Chicken is in the bowl. 2 cups of mozzarella. I'm just gonna finish grating this up later. And hope this is cheddar. About 2 cups of that. One cup of sour cream in here. Then we need to add 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning. 2 heaping tablespoons. You need to stir this, but what I want to do is I just want to get these in the microwave. It says to put them in the microwave underneath a damp tea towel for 1 minute. So it calls for 10 of these. We will stir this now. Get it good and incorporated. We have to warm up this enchilada sauce so that we can dip the tortillas in it before we wrap them. So I have it on medium heat. I'm just gonna dump all of the enchilada sauce in here. While we wait for that to get warm, I am just doing the final coating on these cookies, and then these ones are done. This is what they look like when they're done. They're super delicious. If you've seen in the videos, you can actually try one already. It says they're super, super good. I have frozen these also, and they freeze pretty good. I find that when you do defrost them though, you kind of need to repowder them because a lot of the frosting falls, like a lot of the icing sugar, powdered sugar, a lot of it falls off in the thawing process. It ends up being like this. It looks like it's not covered. I haven't tried to recoat them. I don't know how that would work. But I mean, these are super easy to make. They don't take very long to put together, so. I'm going to throw this out because it does have some nuts in it and I don't want to cross-contaminate icing. We are going to dip this into this. It says to put 1/3 cup of enchilada filling into the center, and then we're going to roll it up. So we've stuffed all of them. We were able to get 6 in here. I definitely filled them more than 1/3 cup full. Okay, so we have to pour this remaining enchilada sauce over top. And then 1 cup of mozzarella cheese and 1 cup of Monterey Jack goes on the top of this, but we don't have any more of that cheddar left, so we'll just put 2 cups of mozzarella on top. You can see that 2 cups just means, for me, just means just go until you feel it's good. I think that's good. All right, so now we gotta put it in the oven for 25 minutes. Doesn't say to cover it at all, it just says put it in the oven for 25 minutes. Set the timer. Think it's done. I think I need 2 of it minutes. Looks pretty good. It smells good. Ooh. I'm gonna actually just leave this open so it can heat the house up, and that has to cool before we even attempt to eat any of it. Just got finished wrapping that gift. It's got all little goodies from our homestead in there, and I put a loofah in there for her, and I found a really, really nice vintage linen tea towel for her, so hopefully she likes everything in there. Oh, and I made her a couple of really nice tea blends also. The enchilada sauce, or the enchiladas are done, just kind of waiting for them to cool, and then we have our rice right there, and then hot sauce to go over top because I don't think that enchilada sauce is super spicy. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video and kind of a really quick made from my canned goods meal, and of course the cookies. Can't wait for dessert. I hope you have a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you on the next video. Bye guys. So excited to try these. The plate isn't big enough.